Alright, Andreja, I hope you slept well here in the lodge. It's time to go seek some answers on Unity from a few different people. We have to talk to a Varun prisoner, and there's also someone else we can talk to along the way as well to try to get up.
I've been talking with the others, and I'd like to get everyone together to say goodbye.
Oh crap, Noel, what's going on?
To Barrett.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'd be there.
Thank you. It wouldn't be the same without you there.
Yeah, without Barrett, we wouldn't
set
have
up in a few days.
gone on this big adventure. All right, wait for the service 5 Universal Time days. That should give us enough time to go poking around the city and getting some answers, though. So one takes us to the train, one takes us to the elevator. So let's do the elevator first, as it seems like we're in the proper place for this one. We don't have to go traveling about. So the first stop is here in the well in the House of the Enlightened. All right, just a little precog. Don't mind me, good sir.
We run a number of social
abilities are truly amazing.
If it's about the financial or food assistance programs, we are backlogged. Don't worry, we're doing everything we can. Oh, we're not. Sorry. Can I help you?
Alright, so if we tell him straight up, Keeper Aquilus sent us, the future is unclear. If we search for Unity, he asks us if Keeper Aquilus sent us. Yeah, let's do that one.
Did Keeper Aquilus send you? Oh boy.
This is not a new concept, it seems.
Listen, I've talked about this with him a ton of times, and there's no record of a Unity pilgrim, but since you both insist,
Sure.
Our early records are mostly administrative. Humanitarian projects, group counseling notes, charity expenditures. But there is a series of exchanges the founding members recorded in a lot of detail. It's the closest thing I have to what Aquilus is describing.
Yeah, let's hear it.
A man walks into the first House of Enlightenment. The founding members just call him the Drifter. So they think he's a charity case at first, but no, the Drifter asks them a bunch of questions. If your philosophy is built on an individual's own morality, what about the second person? That second person might disagree. Isn't the problem of two what you're really looking for? And the founders respond, each individual must understand how the second person lifts them up. All of human effort is a story of cooperation pushing us forward. And it kind of goes on like that. He comes back every week for a year. Same conversation every time. Second person this, the problem of two that.
So 2 is an important number. Maybe there's a message hidden in what he was saying.
Honestly, I think the founding members made it all up. There was a little more hesitation being openly atheist in the early days. I think they were experimenting with writing their own scripture. Fortunately, that got abandoned pretty quick. After the records of the Drifter end, you never see anything like it again.
Yeah, you've given me a lot to think about.
Always happy to help. If you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of aid efforts to coordinate.
Alright, no worries. Thank you, Mr. Singh. And on to the Varun prisoner. And Andreja, I might need your help on this one. So here at the security center at the spaceport, Andreja, I'm sorry if this is going to end up being a friend.
People joke, say those Varun zealots worship a snake.
I mean,
But
it's
let
no
me tell
joke.
you, it ain't a snake. It's some kind of celestial being. They call it the Great Serpent. Is it real? Hell if I know. They think it is, and that makes them dangerous.
And what do you have to say about that, Andreja? Anyway, you're staring her down. All right, let's have a chit-chat with Mirza.
A visitor? I have all the company I need.
And what company's that? I know you've talked to Keeper Aquilus about the Varun faith.
He knows not the truth. He sends another to ask more incessant questions.
Few are willing to accept the truth, but at least he has reached out to you.
The Great Serpent waits in the shadows. He will entwine the universe, and all but the faithful will be made as dust.
So I've heard.
Is the truth. No more, no less.
Well, sure, that's the serpent, but do we know anything about Unity? They spoke of a pilgrim. I need to know more about the pilgrim.
If the Keeper has been to see you, perhaps he has mentioned it?
Yes, I have spoken to your Keeper about this. I will tell you what I told him, and then you will leave me. Jinan Varun meets the unbeliever.
The pilgrim?
He gives false prophecy to Jinan.
Right?
But such is Jinan's conviction in the Great Serpent, he does not hesitate. He cuts the unbeliever down, but the unbeliever returns. Jinan realizes the Great Serpent is testing him, and he will not be found wanting. 4 times they fight. Over 120 rotations of the planet they are on.
Holy
Remember
crap.
these 4 battles, Jinan, the unbeliever says. Remember these 120 rotations. But Jinan knows this is blasphemy and delivers the killing blow.
And was it actually the killing blow that time? And do you know anything about unity?
I have heard of no such thing. If it exists, it is a shadow that the Great Serpent casts to deceive the faithless.
All right, I understand.
Then we are done. Leave me.
All right. Andreja, back to the Keeper. All right, Keeper.
Well, you're back. What did you learn? Was there something hidden in their stories, like we thought?
Well, they use the words second and two.
Planets are often named by number. That second might mean the second planet in the system. What
Okay,
else
that
did
only
you learn?
narrows it down by 1 million. And I spoke to the Zealot. She said Janan fought 4 times over 120 days.
If there really is a location the Pilgrim wanted us to find, those do sound awfully like coordinates. Was there anything else?
Based on what? The galactic center? 4 degrees to the right and 120 degrees south? What in the world? Anyway, in your story, the Pilgrim contemplates infinitum addendum. That must mean something.
Yes. What he added to infinity. Maybe that points to a name. If we're looking for his resting place, we'd need to know the name of the star system, wouldn't we? Let's see. We have something that could be coordinates. Something that could point to a planet in the system. But what's the name of the system? Infinitum addendum. What if we break down the parts? No systems named finite or add. That just leaves in and dum. Well, that's certainly how I feel.
Not to be, pessimistic, but is it Indum? Like, really?
Yes, that's it. The second planet in Indum. At 4 and 120. That's where you'll find the Pilgrim's resting place. And from
But
there,
4 latitude, 120
maybe you'll find the
longitude?
true
Is that what we're
meaning
doing?
of unity. Before you go, you've now spoken to many different perspectives in our universe. In a way, you'll be carrying their philosophies with you on this journey.
Really?
I know you're looking for a specific unity, but if you had to guess what it was, what interpretation would you give it?
Oh, I'm not in any position to assume anything. But there is something sacred out there bringing everything together.
Ah, but what makes something like that holy? Gravity is also a force that brings things together. Should that be sanctified?
Oh, you kid, but I'm just sure there's people who worship gravity. But it's natural force. Unity is something greater.
It is one of the great contradictions of belief. We feel the presence of something out there, but we insist that it is also everywhere. So you think this word unity describes that divine unknowableness that the Pilgrim searched for?
Could it be that somehow natural forces like gravity are, a side effect or a function of something greater at work? Interesting.
Well, I won't keep you any longer. This has been fun, I have to admit. Go, find your truth.
Well, as they say, the truth is out there, and we are heading to Indum 2. Andreja, let's get back to Lodestar 2. We've got some places to be. And luckily, Indum is just a hop, skip, and jump away, not too awful far. Second planet in the system is here. Oh, we've never been there before, and there is the Pilgrim's Rest. So I tell you what, we'll set a course for the planet itself, and just do a quick scan when we're in orbit. Maybe one of those starborn fellows are going to be waiting for us out here. All right, Indum 2 dead ahead. Let's put some power in those engines.
We're dead in the water here.
Oh, a Freestar Mustang.
Last month, did you explore
I had a
that
good
system
feeling
I asked
about you.
I
We
was
just need
expecting
a
a
little.
report.
2 units of ship parts will
Well,
do.
I meant to, but then I caught an SOS and it...
Sam,
led to this whole
Sarah, I'm having a
stress.
conversation with this Mustang
So,
here.
did you do it?
We've got the ship
You're a
parts.
No, I mean, I meant to, but then it became this whole thing. On a
Yeah, we've
bastard
got like
wall.
20 ship parts back at Saka
How about
Park.
I just assign
But
it to someone else
2,400
then?
credits, I don't think they were worth that much. Anyway, helping out the Freestar Collective, let's go ahead and give a little scan to Indum 2. Let's see what resources we have. And there is life on the planet as well. So maybe something that we can turn in for a little bit more. But Pilgrim's Rest, here we come. All right, Andreja, weapons inventory will be going out there soon. Make sure you have all of your things locked, cocked, and ready to rock. Oh, we need a few more rounds in our old hunting rifle. Everything else seems to be good, and we've been using this weapon here for a bit, the one we found. I believe this was on Crix's Legacy, so we'll just keep rocking this one. All right, Andreja, let's go. And how about that? Breathable atmosphere. 24% oxygen, outstanding. Gravity's a little bit more than Earth, 1.25. Take a look around, and aha, we have a toad-faced grazer dead in the rocks. So Pilgrim's Rest is 400 meters in that direction. Let's go ahead and scan what we can here, since we might come back and get the rest of this place. Lots of dead toad-faced grazers in that rock. Wonder if that was an ambush point. All right. And it's kind of weird. There we go. I was going to say, it's kind of weird not to see any resources in the ground as soon as we exit the ship, but all's well. So we got some pokeweed as well. So far, the wildlife is keeping a nice distance from us. It's not over-flooded with life out here. Just a few of those mill bugs. But every little thing we can grab along the way is stuff we don't have to come get in the future. Cool, found beryllium. We have a wind power generator out here. Doesn't seem to be spinning, but we do have some goodies out here we might be able to grab. It's a kefir. Not sure, but we'll take it. Spice worms in a trauma pack? Not going to say no. All right, looking for
Someone made a
clues.
concerted effort to survive here, and yet it would seem it did not work out.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm not sure what clues we are going to find, but let's search the outbuildings or out tents first. See what we might be able to pick up. Pilgrim's Riding 2. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll collect all the Pilgrim's Ridings and then read them in order. Since we found 2, we need to find 1. And if we find 3, we'll be in good shape. I'm not sure how many there are in total. Yeah, it looks like someone hasn't been here in quite some time. Overgrown plant life. Nature is taking back this facility, so it must have been a really long time since the Pilgrim. Aha. So there's at least 4 writings, so there's 2 books left to find. Aha, there is 3 as well. So where would 1 be? Probably in the main tent, I would say. Excuse me, Andreja.
The credulous simplicity of mundane humans never ceases to amaze me. My worst instincts, the evil spirit, drew me towards a form of contempt for them, but I remember that I am privy to that which they are not. I cannot and should not judge them for lack of vision, when I know very well the blinders which obscure their sight. I wore them once myself, after all. I hope for their sake that they may someday understand, but for my sake, I wish to be left alone. So here's the crux of my troubles. To accomplish anything, I need to work with other people. I need assistance, I need workers, I need hands. As we work together, they inevitably ask questions, and I can never help talking. It starts innocently enough. They want to understand how someone who believes in science can also believe in the divine, or they have their own misunderstanding instilled by some borderline religious remnant. My weakness is my inability to let alone. I want them to understand, so I try, gently as I might, to nudge their minds along the right path. Then there are the follow-ups and followings. The trouble is that I genuinely care for these people. It would be so much easier if I didn't. Today, in a soft voice, my assistant asked me if there was anything above the Unity. It was all I could do to keep from shouting that I could scarcely comprehend the misunderstanding that would lead to such a question. It was asked honestly, and I answered as best I could, but even if my closest confidant here can fail to grasp the most basic of these truths, why am I bothering to explain it to any of them? Every word that drops from my mouth gets gobbled up, misheard, misremembered, misunderstood, and mistranslated before I can issue the slightest clarification. People are necessary, but people are madness. I attempted to withdraw, to go off alone, to commune with Unity in my own way. They followed. Of course they followed. At last, a bit of peace. A piece of peace. Is that anything? Is that funny? Or am I trying to be funny? Have they driven me mad at last? Is there a difference between writing to myself and talking to myself? The former certainly seems more acceptable than the latter. I recall again that my mind is my own, and that even if it only exists, that is sufficient for me to believe in everything else. The Unity has restored me once more. This time I act alone, for now. Myself is a formidable opponent. I should have expected as much, but vanity is, thankfully, not among my vices. Regardless, it turns out, time spent in solitude is, in my case, time with a very sick man, or whatever it is I've become. I don't like this person.
So perhaps writings of maybe a Starborn who's been reincarnated or brought back? Deimos Power Pack. Let's grab that. So, he's privy to a lot of knowledge of the universe, for sure. And the people here just can't grasp what he's talking about. And if they think they grasp, they of course twist it and contort it to something that it isn't. He gets mad and runs off. But the way he says he fought himself, is that a metaphor, or did he literally meet himself from another time? This is interesting. If we meet... I ain't crazy. Well, if you were writing all of those, you might have been. Good pilgrim. Yeah, popping pills. Nothing in them, though. Alright, what do we have in here? Maybe we'll find writing 5. Oh, the pilgrim's computer. And the locked door requires the computer, so there's no getting out of this one. Aha! Perhaps the final writing.
I find myself thinking about his various pasts and my possible futures. I imagine continuing on the road, acquiring more power, more knowledge, more development of myself. I imagine passing through once more to another world to begin the process anew. What is notable here, that the road does seem gratifying. Every step is one of intrinsic reward, and I feel myself anticipating the pleasures and seeing a more contented version of myself in that future. Then, for the sake of considering all possibilities, I imagine if I took a different path, if I stopped running, stopped seeking to gather my own power, if I instead embraced the twinges of compassion I feel in my heart and let myself care for the people who seem to gather about me wherever I try to work, if I simply lived and taught and perhaps brought others to the light, and died, that road also seems gratifying. I also see a contented version of myself in that future. Here's the difference, though. When I stop thinking about what glories I could achieve for myself, the pleasure fades nearly immediately. When I stop thinking about staying and building something the feeling endures, there is something more sustaining about it, more fulfilling. I don't know what this difference signifies, but I'm grateful for the time I've taken to notice it.
Aha. So we have a traveler who keeps going after power lifetime after lifetime and seems to be reborn with knowledge. And then part of him just wants to live a simple life, not go after artifacts, be content living here amongst the people that really like him and appreciate him, and die off and discontinue the cycle, as it were. And the cycle must be discontinued. I mean, the Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Well, let's see if I comprehend what this pilgrim wants me to do. Oh yeah, that's easy. Unlock the personal room. Oh. If you came seeking the right answers, you will know what question to ask. Where's the food? No, let's not ask that. What is the unity? I return your question with a question. If you've read my writings, what is the burden of people? They're necessary, but people are madness. Your most formidable opponent? Myself. Where does enduring contentment come from? In stopping and embracing compassion. You came here seeking the true meaning of unity. If you still wish to find it, there is one final piece of myself in the next room. I found my own answer a long time ago, but not in the way I was expecting. I hope your journey gives you the truth. Oh, interesting. Well, Andreja, I hope you're ready. Oh, I was expecting to see bones or a decrepit body. All right, so the answer is Kiefer. I knew it all along. Huh, a Tesla-calibrated Razorback. 6-shooter, eh? So normally our pistol is the keel hauler. So let's take a look at the Tesla Razorback. All right, so more damage, we have more rounds. Shoots a little bit less, but it's more accurate. Higher range, it's lighter. Deals double damage for targets with full health. Radioactive and demoralizes the target. And emits electricity. I think we have found our brand new pistol. Well, crap, I put it on the wrong slot. Yep, our Wakizashi on slot 1, pistol in slot 2. Let's pull out this bad boy, and booyah. All right, so it's a Laredo with just a bunch of extra stuff. And we have more rounds to it than the keel hauler. Cool, we'll take it. Oh, hello. Electromagnetic damage. Preparedness primer. Outstanding. All right, what else do we got? Oh, another digipick. We'll take it. No coffee mug. All right, Andreja, excuse me, girl, shoot. Now we'll take some toxins. All right, final writing there. Let's take a gander.
I don't know what the correct answer is. I might never. Increasingly, though, I'm comfortable with not knowing. The more I reflect on being here in this world in this time, the more I think it is precisely where I needed to be. This time will be different. It won't be about me, so I won't have to run. I can actually build something with intent. Instead of scrambling to fix something that others create in my name, it can be something beneficial. I can be something beneficial. I'm leaving behind that other person. This world has no place for him. Let him die. Let me live to enlighten the blessed universe before me. You have found the end of my journey, but to know everything you must find its beginning. On Hyla 2, the island hides the scorpion, and the scorpion's sting hides the truth.
All right, Andreja, we've put some pieces together, and we're off on another adventure to Hyla 2. And it looks like we already have mapped the course. Oh, Hyla system looks busy indeed. And Hyla 2, we now know the location of the ancient ruins. All right, sensors clear outside of Hyla 2. Looks like a nice continental world in front of us. We'll take a quick scan, a cheeky scan as it were, see what the surface is all about. A metric crap ton, I'll say. Coming back here and scoping out the planet would be worthwhile, but onward to the ancient ruins, and of course it's nighttime. You know what? maybe in my next ship I'll put a bed. And, if I had to make a
What
wager,
can I help you with?
that's probably where we're going.